Right, Lost Caverns of Ixalan League Top 8 draft just finished, and we are here to look at the pools that the players drafted. And we'll start with player to Joaquin's left here, which was Duncan, first league, first Megadraft, but very, very long time Magic player. Looks like he's got some white and black cards. I guess if we lay out by color, we're going to get a better idea here. Yeah.
By
So,
rarity might give us some idea too.
yeah. So
Two
he's got,
Rattata Drabic.
yeah, Radadrabic, a little bit hard to use sometimes. Does like a Legends Matter card. Um, yeah, decent. A couple, not as much removal as you would expect in these colors. Um, just a few actually. Got an Untethered Express here. That card was a mythic uncommon, and we'll look at some of his rares slash mythics here as well.
No, hold on. Playing two Rattata Drabics is funny because doesn't it one trigger the other one? Make a non-legendary version of itself. That's pretty.
Sure. So he got the Glorybound Initiate that we saw. He got a Kellen, Jadar, nice creature.
Yeah.
That's it for rares and mythics. So even uncommons, not too many of them. So his deck's going to be majority commons here, and we saw not too much removal. So going to be leaning heavily on getting his creatures, having some quality creatures here, which he does have, as we saw. Some flyers here, Cloud Guard. He got a Diagraph Horde as well. So
His neighbor Joaquin was starting and looking like white black, and then went to like black green.
I could see potentially maybe trying to get a green splash here. He has Gingerbread Hunter. The Kutzil's pretty good. I don't know what his fixing is like. He does have two Radiant Groves, so he may be looking to spice it up at least with a Gingerbread Hunter. I would say, if nothing else, because you can always cast the first half, and then once you get a green mana, you get a 5/5. Pretty
I
decent.
imagine Kutz. I imagine Kutzel will have synergy all over the place.
Yeah, that card's very nice. All right, so off next to Robert. So we had our three in a row here. Our three first time mega drafters here. Let's see what he's up to. Looks like some blue, white, potentially red here as well. Maybe some Jeskai action here. Um,
Yeah,
it's
looking
definitely
like blue white
looking.
mostly.
Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of. I see a couple nice flyers here, uh, but a lot of these other creatures are. Some of them are good. Some of them are a little not as good. A few flyers, but not enough to say it's a flyers deck. Charade, I mean, is a good card. Even if you never tap on a creature other than when it comes in, it still draws a card. Triple Evolving Wilds here, so he's got
Okay,
some interesting splashes for us. Let's see if the rares give us.
I saw the Apprentice's Folly in the rare slot there.
Yeah, that's about it. That and the
Oh
Juring
no.
Scoundrel. I don't know
Who
if you
has the
saw.
rares? I only saw 5 in the last player, and I mean, our feature draft didn't have all that many rares. Someone's got a bunch.
Who's got all the rares? I guess we'll figure it out. So it looks like a white blue deck, maybe with some red in. Definitely has the capability. It does have a Captain Storm, but not does not have a huge amount of artifacts here. Actually, very few.
Apprentice's Folly can. Yeah, I find the card's been good. Who knows how sacrificable uh,
So it looks like
things are outside of the set, though.
maybe a little pseudo flyers deck. Again, interaction is also lacking a little bit here. He's got a couple counterspelly type things here. Borrowed time is
Yeah.
good, but yeah, so not too much removal here. So who's got all the bombs? Who's got all the removal? I guess
Maybe they weren't.
we'll
You mean
see what
the non-rankle prank bombs? We should say
is that a
rares.
bomb? Excuse
I
me.
meant to say rares.
All right, so what are we looking at here? We're looking at
Lone Horde Dracosaur. There's a bomb.
Adam here. Looks to be Simic. Definitely has the Simic gold cards here to back up that
Um,
concept. Ivy Gleeful Spell Thief. I mean, it's a very strange spell, but it's also just a 2 mana 2/1 flying. This is a Ramper. Rogue Refiner is great. Deep Fathom Echo is great. Maybe he gets in some of these red cards. This Bonehor Dracosaur, unless he's got fixing for days, which he...
Double red pip. It's hard not to take it.
I mean, Path to the Festival, Spring.
He
Those
probably
are
opened
both
that in pack
fixing
3.
spells.
He probably opened that in pack 3, even though he wasn't in red at all, and went maybe.
There's 2 Root Rider Fawns. I could see him trying to go for it. I think it's maybe slightly risky, I would say. Maybe more than slightly, but got some nice blue cards here. This Sphinx that basically does like a little factor fiction type effect when it comes in. Just like some annoying blue creatures that can clog up the board here. And some nice green bodies. As far as interaction, he's got a Temporal Firestorm here also, which is like a deal 5 damage to everything. But if you pay kicker, you can
Save your stuff.
You can save some of your stuff. He's got some counters here. Ice Out, Flip the Switch, Urtai's Scorn, I believe, is also counterspell. Yeah, Essence Scatter. Looks like he's got some controlling elements here, and got a couple of bombs that he can maybe make work. Aethersphere Harvester, another really strong rare. Pacification Array, also reasonable. Look at his rares real quick. I think we saw some of them. Yeah, so he's got the Sphinx. He's got this. He's got a Sleep Curse Fairy as well. And he's got a Fixer here. So looks like some Teamer. I would be surprised if he doesn't try and get some of these red cards in.
I think
Whether he needs them or not.
I feel like Dracosaur is gonna make it in.
All right, so here's Nick. I believe it's his 3rd top 8 here. He's looking for his first league win. It looks like he's also appears to be a white-black drafter. Wisp-Weaver Angel, I like that one. Like something when it comes in. Got some nice flyers here. Like, I started at the bottom here, and the first 5 creatures all have flying here, and then the next 2. So skip the Rhyme for Reindeer, which probably doesn't make the cut, and then your next 2 also have flying.
It's a way to win.
Looks like a strategy here. He got the Phyrexian Ranger. He knows. He's got an Aron, which lets you sack creatures to pump everything with +1 counters.
Yeah, it could be strong. That is a high upside. It wasn't the best archetype, I think, in DMU, but
Grind to Dust is really good. He's got a few removals here. Got a Rite of Oblivion. Got a Celestis. That card, I always take that in cube, so quite good in this format too. And got some nice removal here. So looks like a pretty straightforward black-white deck. Maybe a little better than the other one that we saw. Time will tell. We'll actually be seeing Nick in the first round here. So this Valiant Veteran is okay if you have soldiers, but otherwise not too much going on in the rare category with his creatures, but does have Grind to Dust, Celestis, and Cultivator's Caravan. Also a Catcher's Monument. Very strong card. This card
help out with the twiceable. And he has a board pump. Aaron pumps board. That could be dangerous.
He is going wide here. He has a Captain's Call. He has Inspire Charge also. And Catcher's Name if he wants. So he's got some board pumps potentially. This little go wide strategy. So nice little deck here. Up next we have York. Long-awaited return to the top 8 here. It's been a while, we'll say.
What's he cooking?
Let's see.
Emoting the Pyro Hammer.
Looks like he's got some Rakdos action, perhaps.
Oh, we said Rakdos was open in that last pack. I see 2 Garnas in there, so.
Yeah, so let's sort by color here. Yeah, so he got the 2 Garnas. He's got a couple black-blue cards here. Don't know if he's going to try and do a Grixis action here, but looks like he's got into black-red at some point and literally drafted no green and no white cards through the entirety of the draft. So something pulled him in here. We'll figure out what that might have been after, but
Rakdos often is doing the same thing in a lot of the sets, so I find it's a safe bet in Megadraft.
Gifted Aetherborn is good. He also has a Scoundrel. We saw somebody else add that. Quicksmith Rebel, really good card if you can make it work. You turn an artifact into a shock every turn.
Yeah, I remember that card.
Barely has any artifacts, but
Is it a Planeswalker?
It's a Semut. We've got Kofflerism All Star here, hungry for more.
Are we
uh,
gonna see some?
a little lacking on the non-creature spells here. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Not too much removal. He does have a lightning strike, but his deck is going to be heavily creature based, as we can see. Uh,
Crash through for days.
he's just going to play a bunch of creatures and turn them sideways. It looks like.
Two Balduvian atrocities too paid off for Rakdos, as we said.
Yeah, not sure about this Goblin Lord, but the rest of these rares are going to make it. Imidaean can do some work. He doesn't. He only has a couple burn spells, so that's not going to be a standout. Stronghold Arena also not really a standout. So got some powerful creatures. Again, the non-creature spells are a little lacking here. He's got two caves though, so that's always nice. Yeah, we'll see how York does on his return to top 8 action here. Next, Caleb, who along with Jordan tied a record, I believe, for most top 8s. We had to
Yeah.
create a new role of uh, 12
See a
top
bringer.
8s. It's
I see a bringer.
Yeah, he's playing Gruul though, which has been I think it's been a while since a Gruul deck won, but I know for a while, at least a year or two ago, Gruul was just winning these things left and right. He does have a Planeswalker here.
Wow.
If we're wondering who got the rares, he got a Quintorius. He's got to burn down the house here. So somehow he got a Quintorius, and somebody passed him the Bringer because I assume he opened the Quintorius, and somebody passed him the Bringer. I'd be hard
Does
pressed.
Megavital fix or does it untap a land?
Which one?
The Negavitus is the 2-drop green
It
card.
taps for any color that your lands could already produce.
Oh, can't splash Contorius on those guys. I mean, I'm sure he's got some other stuff though.
Yeah, not too much. No lands here for fixing. He's got to scout the wilderness. He's got some removal here. Curse of the Werefox, Cartouche of Strength. Very similar cards, actually. Chandra's Revolution, Struggle. So he got some nice removal here. Play with Fire and Magma Spray for small creatures. And he's got the big green creatures that we're used to seeing. Sandworm, Chefet Monitor here. He's got an Axe Jaw, very good. He's
Three
got the,
Dawn
he's
Hard.
got 3 Rejuvenators, so some number of those might make the cut to try and get in
Yeah.
Quintoris. Also, the Surveyor works as well.
The game plan of protecting with 2/4, gaining life,
Look,
and then casting.
Creature Dog. Just
Then
yeah,
casting your big things is going to be good.
this is definitely a dog, right? Let's just
Yeah, for sure.
stop down and,
Not a horse.
make sure we're on the same page. Who would come up with such a thing?
Scattering
So
Surveyor also fixes. That's
so he
another thing.
also got an Ovia, strangely enough, as well as the other rares that we saw here. He burned down the house and the Quintorius. So our last draft here is Jordan, who once again 12 top 8s, just unbelievable. Both him and Caleb, just insanely consistent. Did he not open a breaches in the Ixalan remastered
Yeah.
Megadraft, and that no, and that brought him to glory.
He must have been laughing as he first picked that. Yeah.
Look at that. Boom. All right, let's see his colors here before we wrap this up. So, quite blue-red. Probably got into it early enough since he doesn't really have too much going on in the other colors. I mean, Breaches. Oh, he's got one of the best cards from WoW. Like this outperformed many of the rares. He got the two
Recruiter can't.
ether. He got the ether chasers that I saw were sort of being underappreciated. That card's very good. He's got a
Yeah.
Threadbind Click. Is this what? No, it's not the rare one, but this one's still pretty good if you can make the white mana.
Yeah. I don't know how much he's going to be able to cast white, but
Some nice creatures here. I know he had a host of these staunch crewmates in his league deck. He's just using crewmates to find more crewmates, and this is kind of like a crewmate too. It finds artifacts.
or maybe you want pirates or an artifact in your
He got
deck.
his spells here. He does have some white fixing here for his potential
And
the
that's
Threadbind Click.
Planeswalker.
He's got an Arlen. Not sure if that's gonna make this gonna be splashed here, but he does have Evolving Wilds. He may make it work. Lay Claim is good. Revenge of the Drowned is nice. I like Espionage. Well, if you can't make black, it's a little worse, but still a Divination. Lodestone Needle is nice. Cartouche of Knowledge. Demortity. Burn the Accursed. Chandra's Evolution. Hurloon Battle Hymn. Fires of Victory, Chandra's Pyre Helix. So he's got some burn here. He's got a nice blue-red deck, like, classic blue-red strategy. You got your Breaches here first pick, so he's trying to run back the Breaches glory. We'll see if there's any other rares we missed. He's got Nimble Obstructionist. Nice card. Can sometimes really get the opponent off guard. This one copies spells, I believe. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So that's our draft here, and we'll be back in a little bit with our first match of Joaquin versus Nick S.